Whoops.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for
Good.
this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Looking forward to it.
Yes, I am always looking forward to this too.
Well, I'll probably miss next week. We're starting our drive back to Dallas, but I'll catch you on the recording.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Have a
Our
safe drive.
time at summer camp here in Colorado is over.
I know. Although I've seen some of the photos from the colors changing, they look spectacular.
It's been really beautiful. It really has. But this next week, Wednesday, I think the high is supposed to be 39 degrees. So it's time for me to move back to Texas.
Yes, yes, I hear you. Here it's starting to finally cool down. So it's been really nice and lovely.
Well, good.
Good. Well, we can get started.
All right.
Welcome, happy Friday, everyone. We're gonna start in a kind of a yin pose. And it's not everybody's favorite yin pose, but it's a really good way of getting into the hips. It's called the sleeping swan, or basically the pigeon prep. So if that doesn't work for you, you can always do a figure 4 on your back. If pigeon prep works for you, I suggest that you take a blanket and just put it right underneath your entire upper thigh. And then you can start this way. So the back leg doesn't need to be straight all the way down. You know, so the regular pigeon prep is this way, where the left leg is going to be extended back. The right shin is facing the front of your mat. And then you just come into just kind of a easy pose. If the back leg doesn't straight all the way and you want to keep it bent, that's perfectly fine. You can just lean forward and stretch out that right hip. If this is absolutely impossible for you and your knee doesn't feel good in that pose, then I suggest that you come on your back and then take the right ankle on top of the left knee. So choose whichever one you like to do, and we're going to stay there for about a couple minutes to allow the hip to start, to really just kind of open up. So take your pose, whether it's on your back with the right shin or right ankle on top of the left knee. This is a really good way to start, just kind of a gentle opening on that right hip. Or you can always come into the pigeon prep with the left knee bent or left leg straight. And then wherever you start, just close your eyes. Begin to take nice deep breaths into wherever you're feeling the tension. So the reason I hate this pose, it is a love and hate relationship, is that wherever we're holding the most tension is where our attention goes to right away. So maybe your right hip is tight, maybe your low back is tight, maybe the left quadricep or left hip flexors are tighter. Just notice wherever it is and begin to send your breath to that space. And with each inhalation, feel as if you can actually fill in to that space. So as if you're pouring, love and attention, and just like a big barrel of love. Imagine that space, you're just pouring in all the attention. Inhale, pouring kindness, compassion. Sometimes we have a tendency to label our body parts. This is the bad knee or bad hip or tight hip or whatever it is. See if you can instead replace that with I love you hip. And then each exhalation, feel that you can really just let go. let go of the tension, let go of the labeling, let go of any kind of mistrust for your body. So when I was a little girl, I was always scolded for wanting to, you know, be big, and I have this big hair, and I was always like, you know, get little, get small, you don't want to be noticed. I was scolded for playing soccer with the boys in the street. And you get to a place where you feel like your bigness, your expansiveness is not okay. And it limits us, right? So I want you to, for this practice today, set an intention that you're going to get as big as possible. Big in your body, big in your breath. You know, nobody's watching you. It's your privacy of your own home. So really just reach out, get big. And even in this pose, can you feel the expansion in the hips? Can you feel the expansion in the low back? And instead of feeling small, like you're getting tighter and smaller and more limited, see if you can let yourself just be big. My little two dogs don't know they're little, they just feel like they're Doberman. So just get big, just like you're taking space. And then slowly come on up, and we're gonna switch sides. So if you are on your back, you can just switch legs, take the left ankle on top of the right knee. If you are in a pigeon prep pose, maybe you want to come out and just shake that right leg out a little bit before you go to the left side. So see what works best for you. If you come in here and you feel like you need to have that right knee bent, by all means, go ahead and bend the right knee. And then just come down. If you want to, you can always place blanket underneath that left hip. And then come down. So really give yourself support. We're going to stay there for a couple of minutes. Make sure that you are not tolerating any pain in the knee. If you did the pigeon prep on the right side and you feel like this knee is a little bit tighter this morning and you want to do this side on your back, feel free to do that. It's all about your body. And then as you come to the pose, just begin to send your breath to those areas of tightness. And notice how one side is different. It's not better or worse than the other side, it's just different. But begin to send your breath to that space, wherever you're feeling the tension. So maybe on this side, you feel more tension in the inner thigh or outer hip. With each breath, can you feel that space filling up? Fill up with love, compassion. I love you, left hip. I love you, right thigh, whatever it is. Instead of belittling our bodies, maybe it's better for us to really become best friends with it. And then just also notice if in this pose, the tension is creeping up to the shoulders. Can you see if the shoulders and the jaws are still soft? So really the stretch should be felt in the left hip or maybe right thigh. If you're on the pigeon prep, in the left hip, if you're in figure 4. Maybe you feel a stretch in the hamstring or the low back. Just send your breath to that space. And begin to right away establish a sense of gratitude for yourself for creating this time and space to take care of yourself. And as you exhale, feel that body part, feel whatever tension it is, you're really letting it go. You're releasing any tension, any unnecessary tension. So not all tension is bad. I'm sure we all know this. You want a little bit of a contraction or tension in the body, like not all stress is bad. We want to be able to use the tension or stress intentionally. With intention, we create more stress to strengthen the body and the mind. But it's the unnecessary stuff that we want to let go. And one more deep breath. Inhale through wherever you're feeling the tension. And exhale. See if you can really feel the expansion. Feel yourself getting closer to your mat. And then gently begin to come out of the pose. If you are on your back, just come up on all fours. And if you are in pigeon prep, come to tabletop pose. So we're all going to meet in tabletop pose. And then if you need to shake out that left leg, go ahead and shake it out. Maybe you want to rotate the femur bone in the hip socket. And then do that same thing with the other leg. So just really rotate that femur bone in the hip socket one way. And then reverse it the other way. And as you come back to the center, pause here, tuck your toes under. With your inhalation, lift the chest up, let your tailbone go up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull the belly in, round the back, and then push your hips back to your heels. Inhaling, coming forward, lift the chest up, let the tailbone go up. Exhaling, pull the belly in, round the back, and allow your hips to sink towards your heels. And one more time, inhaling, lift the chest up, send the tailbone up, keep the elbows straight. As you exhale, keep the elbows straight and lift, let your hips go to your heels and then pause here. Walk your fingertips away from your knees, so you come up on your fingertips like spider legs. And then let your chest drop down, let the forehead come down towards the mat. And just pause here. Now really energize your arms. So the elbows are off the ground. You're walking your fingertips towards the front of your mat. And you're stretching away the fingertips from the shoulders. Feel as if you can really stretch your arms away from the waist. And then drop the forehead down as much as you can towards the earth. If it doesn't touch the earth, that's okay. You can just pause there. But really soften the shoulders away from the ears so you get a full stretch out of your waist. Keep the toes tucked under if you can, and then walk your fingertips all the way over to the left. Now that right hip wants to come up. Can you plant the right hip down towards your right heel as you're pressing? You're still on your fingertips. Press the earth away from with your fingertips and stretch out that entire right side. Inhale, come back to the center, pause for a moment, and then walk your fingertips all the way over to the right. Left hip wants to lift up. Can you leave the left hip down and feel the stretch on that left side body? Stay on your fingertips if you can. Come back to the center once again. Walk your fingertips a little bit further away from the hips. Bring the forehead down towards the mat. And then release your hands down so that now your fingers are spread apart from each other and you're planting your palms. The palms of your hands are planting down on the floor. So this is a really, really good stretch for your upper back and neck. Feel a kind of an expansion in that upper body, upper back. And then gently begin to walk your fingertips back towards your knees. And keep the toes tucked under, and you can see if you can sit on your heels for just a moment. So really good stretch for the plantar fascia for the bottom of your feet. If this is just way too much, you can come forward a little bit, kind of tap the top of your feet down, and then go back into the pose. If you can sit here and just pause for a moment, really feel the toes expanding, maybe even the little toes flexed, and then just let the weight of your feet, of your hips, stretch out the bottom of your feet. Take a nice deep breath in. Remember, we're working on expanding today. So really, even here, can you feel the expansion in the bottom of the feet? And then exhale, coming back forward, plant your hands down once again, tap the top of your feet down, stretch it out. And then you're gonna extend that right leg all the way back behind you. And as you extend the right leg back, open up that right hip and bend the right knee. And then you're gonna bring that right knee towards your shoulder, bring the right knee all the way down, take it all the way back behind you. Open, roll open the right hip, bring the right knee to the shoulder, bring it down to the earth, and then take it back. So big, big circles with that right hip. Let that femur, the thigh bone, really rotate in the hip socket. That left elbow wants to keep bending. Can you keep that left elbow straight? Nice big rotations of that right hip. Take one more big rotation. And then next time your right knee is to your chest, pause there, pull the belly and round the back. And then we're gonna reverse the motion. So take the right knee to your right shoulder, and then way back behind you, extend the leg, and then bring it to your chest. And 5 more just like this. Nice, big, slow rotations of that right hip. The left elbow stays straight the whole time. And breathe with that movement. Inhale. Exhale. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. Open that hip. Take that leg back behind you. Expand. And exhale as you bring the knee to your chest. Step the right foot in between the hands. Walk your fingertips forward so you can really let that left hip drop down towards the earth. Normally, I have you align your right knee with the right ankle, but in this pose, it's okay to let the right knee come forward because we're not moving dynamically. We're just gonna stay here for a moment and let the chest lift up towards the sky as that left hip drops. Nice stretch for the left quadricep and the hip flexor. And then exhale, come back to the center once again. This time, walk your fingertips back towards the left knee and then lift your chest up. And as you lift your chest up, I want you to put your hands on your low belly and almost like you're scraping the low belly up towards the sky. This allows you to engage the core, and you're going to feel a deep, deep stretch in that hip flexor. Maintain that, and then bend that right knee a little bit more. So you're not dumping it forward, but you're really engaging the core. You're really engaging the hip flexor, and then moving forward. And now you're getting a deep, even a deeper stretch in the psoas muscle. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky, and exhale, fold over to the right. So such a good stretch. You may even feel it in your IT band, maybe in your low back. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, remember, let your breath just expand you. Reach from your waist. Reach as if you can actually touch the sidewall with your fingertips. And then coming all the way back to the center, exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the earth and take your right leg back. Come back to tabletop pose. Inhale, lifting the left leg out behind you. And then roll open that left hip, bend the knee. And you're gonna do those nice big rotations. Bring the knee to your shoulder first, bring it down to the earth, and then take it back behind you. Inhale, nice big rotations of that hip. All the way around, keep that right elbow straight. And exhale. Beautiful. And then next time your knee is to your chest, pause, and then roll open the hip, take it out behind you, and draw the knee to your chest. These hip rotations are so good for the health of your hips. Keep that right elbow straight. And 2 more. And last one. Very nice. And next time that knee is to your chest, pause there, round the back, and then step your left foot in between the hands. Now come forward. This time your left knee is going beyond your left toes. Let that right hip drop, lift the chest up, inhale. And as you exhale, begin to take your hips back to the heel and come on up. Lift the fingertips off the ground. Pull the belly in. So now you're really engaging the psoas muscle on the right. Shoulders are soft. And then move forward just a little bit. You don't even have to go that far to feel the stretch deep in the psoas. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. And exhale, fold over to the left. Good. Really deep stretch. I love this stretch. And see that you're getting out of the low back. So you're not leaning back or forward. It's truly a side stretch. Inhale, coming all the way back to the center. Bring your hands all the way down to the earth and take your left leg back behind you. Tuck your toes under and lift the hips up to downward facing dog. So pause here for a moment, bend the knees deep. As you lift the hips all the way up towards the sky, press the earth away, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands all the way to your feet, your hands to your feet. Inhaling, lifting the chest up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach the fingertips out to the side and up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale, bring your hands to the heart center. Inhaling, bend the knees deep, reach down, touch the floor. And exhaling, lift the hips all the way up, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees once again, lift the fingertips up towards the sky, chair pose. And exhale, lift all the way up, straighten the knees. Take a nice deep breath in, reach up, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach out to the side and up towards the sky. Exhaling, fold forward, fold in half, all the way down to the floor. Walk your hands all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, come to the top of the push-up, and then bring the knees down, your chest down, and your chin down. Come all the way down to the earth. Inhale, lift up into a low cobra. Exhale, press yourself all the way back up on force and downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg goes up. Open up the hip, bend the knee, roll that hip open. Inhale. Exhale, come to top of the push-up and bring that right knee to your right shoulder. Inhale, float the right leg all the way up. Exhale, bring the right knee to the chest. Come to top of the push-up as the knee comes to your chest. Inhaling, float the right leg up. Exhale, bring the right knee to the left elbow underneath your body. So you're crossing the leg underneath the body. Inhaling, float the right leg all the way up. Exhale, right knee to the chest and step the right foot in between the hands. This time you're going to spin the back foot flat And inhale, lift the fingertips up to your warrior one pose and exhale into your warrior two. Very nice. So your first warrior two, just you can bring your hands to your hips and make sure that the hips are level. So sometimes our right hip is up or left hip is up. Just move side to side, making sure that the hips are exactly level into the, like a center seam of the body. Bend the right knee a little bit deeper. Notice the right knee is right on top of your right middle toe. Reach the arms out to the side. Now remember that expansion. So really expand from your heart center. Reach the fingertips away from the hips as you're sinking a little bit lower in that right knee. Inhale, reach back behind you. Now really expand towards the sky. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, circle your hands all the way down to the earth. Bring that left heel off the ground and then push the earth away and take your right leg back behind you, three-legged dog and downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg goes up. Exhale, bend the left knee, roll the left hip open, keep both elbows straight. And as you exhale, bring that left knee to the left shoulder. Come to top of the push-up and bring the knee to the shoulder. Inhaling, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left knee to your chest. Inhaling, lifting the left leg up. Exhale, this time the knee goes across your body underneath to your right elbow. Inhaling, float that left leg up once again. And exhale, left knee to your chest, and you're gonna step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the back foot flat and lift up into your first warrior pose, warrior one. Inhale and exhale into your second warrior, warrior two. I'll turn around so you can see me. Second warrior, and do the same thing. So really expand from your heart center. It's not just the shoulders reaching out, but really open your heart all the way out. And then bend a little bit deeper in that left knee. Notice the left knee tracking over the left middle toe. Press through the outside edge of that right foot. And see that the body, your torso, is right on the center seam of the body. It's not leaning back or it's not leaning forward. It's just right in the center. Sink a little bit lower in the left knee. Turn the left palm up, reach back behind you. Now really expand that left side, stretch it out, inhale. Exhale, circle your hands all the way down to the earth. Pick up the right heel off the ground and float the left leg up behind you. Three-legged dog and downward facing dog. Now your choice, either come to top of the push-up, you come forward on your tippy toes to bottom of the push-up, or you can come all the way down to the earth. And then inhale, lift up to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press yourself back to tabletop pose and downward facing dog. And then pause here in your downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Nice deep inhalations, nice long exhalations. Even in this pose, can you feel yourself getting expanded? So not shrinking to become little, but really push the earth away. Take space, take room on your own mat. Inhaling, right leg goes up. Exhale, right knee to your chest, step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the back foot flat. Inhaling up to your first warrior pose. Exhaling, second warrior, warrior two. Moving a little bit quicker, inhaling. Expand to the side, exalted warrior. This time you're gonna straighten that right knee and reach back behind you. And then exhale, pour yourself into your triangle pose. So I'm gonna just ask you to hover your arms. You don't have to go as low as you would normally do. Maybe you just hover up here, but reach the fingertips away from your waist and then take your gaze down to your right toes. Bend the right knee a little bit more. Heel toe your left foot towards your right and then float the left leg up. Now, can you really expand like a star? Star pose or Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Really expand in each direction. The lifted leg is nice and strong. The right leg is nice and strong. Arms are reaching away from you. Inhale, you deserve to be here. Make yourself big. And then bend the right knee, land back into your warrior two. Reach back behind you, exalted warrior. And circle your hands all the way down to the earth. Take your right leg all the way back up behind you, three-legged dog, and downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg goes up. Exhale, left knee to your chest, step the left foot in between your hands. Spin the back foot flat, come up to your first warrior, inhale. Exhale into your second warrior. Exhale into your second warrior, and then turn the left palm up, reach back behind your exalted warrior. Now begin to straighten the left knee. Inhale, and exhale, pour yourself into a variation of triangle pose, Trikonasana, with your arms hovering, extended Trikonasana. Now pause here for a moment as you engage the core. Bend the left knee a little bit deeper. Heel toe your right foot closer to the left, and then slowly begin to hover the right foot up, star pose. Reach in all directions. Your right leg is up and straight and strong. Your arms are reaching out away from your heart. Your chest is lifted. Inhale. Bend the left knee a little bit deeper and softly land into your warrior two pose. Reach back behind your exalted warrior and circle your hands all the way down to the earth. Left leg floats up, three-legged dog. And then coming into top of the push-up, either bring your knees down, your chest down, your chin down, or you can come down to bottom of the push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana, and then lift your chest up into a cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So pause here in your downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhaling 1. Exhaling 1. Inhaling 2. Exhaling 2. Inhaling 3. Exhaling 3. Your next inhalation, you're going to float the right leg up. We're going to add on to that sequence. Exhale, right knee to your chest. Step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the back foot flat. Lift up into your warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Reach back behind you. Straighten the right knee. Exhale into your Trikonasana triangle pose. Extend the triangle pose, reach the fingertips up, inhale. Take your gaze down, bend the right knee, and then float the left leg up behind you into star pose, inhale. Now bring your hands to your heart, lengthen the left leg back behind you, and then slowly begin to roll your chest down towards the earth. If you need to touch the floor, that's perfectly fine. And come into this version of third warrior, warrior 3. Now bend the right knee and lift the left leg up a little bit higher. Bend the right knee, lift the left leg up. Bend the right knee a little bit higher. As you lift the left leg up, bring your hands down to the earth and float the left leg way back up towards the sky. Stretch it up, make yourself so big. That leg is so long behind you. Toes reaching towards the sky, standing split, inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee a little bit deeper, and then gently land the left toes back into your lunge. Bring the left hand on the inside of that right foot and reach the right arm up into a revolved lunge. Inhale. Now really roll your chest open towards the right. And exhale, bring the right hand all the way back down. Plant your hands down and float the right leg up behind you, three-legged dog, and downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg goes up. Exhale, left knee to your chest, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the back foot flat. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Left palm up, reach back behind you, exalted warrior. Straighten the left knee, inhale. Exhaling, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach the fingertips away from your hips. Bend the left knee and then heel toe your right foot up towards your left. Come into your star pose. Really expand in all directions. Feel yourself getting big right here. Inhale. Pause here as you really feel the expansion. Bend the left knee a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper as you lift the right leg up. And then lower that right hip down towards the earth. Bring your hands to your heart center and come into your third warrior, warrior three. The left knee can stay bent the whole time to protect the knee. If you want to, you can expand it and take the flexion out a little bit more, but make sure you're not hyperextending that left knee. Keep that right leg nice and energized. Bend the left knee a little bit deeper as you lift the right leg up. Bend the left knee a little bit deeper, lift the right leg up, and one more time, bend the left knee, and then bring the hands down and float the right leg all the way up into standing split. Stretch it up. Feel as if you can really touch the sky with your right toes. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale. Bend the right knee a little bit deeper. Reach the right toes way back to the back of your mat. And then gently land back into your lunge. Bring the right hand on the inside of that left foot and reach the left arm up into a twist. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand all the way back down. Float the left leg up. Three-legged dog. And then come to downward facing dog. Come up to top of the push-up. Come down to bottom of the push-up or come all the way down to the earth. Lift the chest up into upward dog or cobra. And exhale, float the hips up into downward facing dog. And then just come down for a moment. We're gonna stretch out the wrist a little bit. I want you to take your hands and turn your palms up. And then place the back of your hand down onto the floor, just like this. And then you can do that with this other side too. If you want to do it one side at a time, that's perfectly fine. If you can do it with both sides, then you can try that. But both palms are up. Elbows can be bent here just a little bit. Just nice stretch for the wrists. Your fingertips can face each other or away from each other. And then return to the normal cat-cow. Inhale, lift the chest up and exhale into your child's pose. Just rest in your child's pose for a moment. Bring the forehead down towards the floor as you reach the fingertips away from the hips. And just feel your breath, feel your heart beating, feel your breath deep into your belly and your low back. And exhale. And then come in all the way back up. Walk your knees to your hands. So for this one, you might want to put a blanket underneath the knees. If you don't need it, that's perfectly fine. If you have bony knees, you might want to put a blanket under there. I have plenty of cushion down here, so I don't necessarily need the blanket. But come up to sit up on your knees so that your hips are directly above your knees. Your hands can come on to your hips. And then as you inhale, lift the chest up and exhale, you're going to take your entire body back. So I'm leaning back and you're going to feel the stretch you're gonna feel the rectus femoris, the quadricep muscles come up right away, like instantly. And then come forward, inhale, and exhale, lean back again. Good. And then come forward, you can reach forward if you want to. If you want to make it more difficult, you can reach overhead, inhale, and exhale, lean back. One more time, and we're gonna hold. Inhale, come forward, and exhale, lean back. So you're really leaning your entire body back. Now pause here, and you're just gonna do little pulses, little pulse, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Make sure you're breathing, don't hold your breath, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then lift yourself all the way up and sit all the way down. Very nice. Give your thighs a little massage. Tap, tap, tap. Because we're going to do that one more time. This is such a good strengthening and stretching for the quadriceps, for your thigh muscles. So as you're ready, come on up. You can tuck your toes under if you like to, or have the top of your feet down. Inhale, their hands on the hips, reach forward or reach up, whatever works for you. Soften the shoulders if you're reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, lean back, lean your entire back body back. We're only going to do 3 of these and hold the 3rd one. Come on up. 2 more. Lean back. Come on up. 1 more. Lean back and then hold. Pause here. 10, 9. Keep the core engaged. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2.25. Pause, pause, and then come on all the way up. Very nice. Sit all the way back down. Unravel your feet. Sit on your bum. Take your legs out to the side. Bring the bottom of your feet together. You can tap your knees or stretch out or massage the knees and the ankles. And then extend the legs straight. And keep the legs really nice and straight. So press your back of your heels down, press your calves down, press your sitting bones down. Your hands can rest right next to you into Dandasana. Lift the chest up, inhale, and then reach the fingertips in front and exhale. Begin to reach forward past your fingertips, past your toes. Inhaling, reach up. Exhaling, coming forward. So really keep the legs straight. It doesn't matter how far you go. It doesn't matter if you ever touch your toes. Just make sure that your back is nice and straight and your tailbone is reaching back behind you. And last one, inhale and exhale, come forward. Keep the legs straight for here for now, and then bring your hands down. So if you can keep the back straight, you can come forward a little bit more. But I'd rather that you stay up, keep the legs nice and energized, lift the chest up, press the back of your legs down towards the earth as your chest is lifted, and your tailbone is going back towards the wall behind you. And then inhale, reach the fingertips back up, and exhale. This time I'm going to lean back, keep the core engaged, keep the legs energized, pull the belly in, come down just a little bit at a time. So a little bit, maybe your tailbone is touching the floor. Maybe your low back is touching the floor. Maybe your mid back is touching the floor. And pause. And then lift all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do that 2 more times. So really keep the legs energized. Tailbone tucks. Pull the belly in. Low back touches the floor. Mid back touches the floor. Keep the legs energized. And then inhale, lift. And last one. Exhale. I know these are hard. And then lean back. Pull the belly in, keep the legs energized. Tailbone tucks, low back touches the floor, mid back touches the floor, pause. Maybe lift the heels off the ground, hover, and then you're just gonna do little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Beautiful. Good job. Extend the legs straight. Extend the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms away from the top of your head and stretch out all the muscles you just worked. Stretch it out. Take a nice deep breath and really expand in both directions. Your heels away from the hips. Your fingertips away from the top of your head. Stretch out of your waist. And then gently release, bring the right knee to your chest. Interlace your fingers, compress that right hip. So the point of this is to stretch, but really one thing that the yogis use is they wanted to always compress the inner organs. So I want you to really draw that left thigh to your rib cage. And as you compress the hips, you're also compressing the liver on the right side and the ascending colon. So really squeeze it in. And as you release, then all these fresh fluids, fresh blood runs into those internal organs. And that's how we create healing. And then exhale, release. Take the leg all the way down. Just feel any sensations on that right side. Draw the left knee towards your chest. Squeeze the left knee in. Bring the left knee closer to your chest if you can. And just really focus on using your biceps to squeeze your knee in. Squeeze that hip, the left hip, all the lymph nodes in the left hip are getting squeezed right now as you release them. The lymphatic fluids rush into the lymph nodes. Squeeze the spleen on this side, maybe even the kidney in the back, the descending colon. And then exhale, release. And feel whatever it is that you feel. Maybe you don't feel anything, that's okay too. And then bring your knees to your chest. Once again, give your knees a nice big hug. Rock a little bit side to side on your back. Now, I'm going to ask you to do whatever is best for you here. So we're going to go into a shoulder stand. If you don't like shoulder stand, you can always just stay here, or you can do a supported shoulder stand with a block under your hips. So if you have a block or a couple of big books, you can lift the hips up and do a supported shoulder stand. Or if you like to do a shoulder stand with me, you can take your legs over, your feet overhead in plow pose first. Then you bring your hands to support your kidneys. So bring your elbows as close as you can to each other. And then you take your legs up towards the sky. And actually, a really good modified way is to take your toes towards the back wall. Going up towards the sky may put a little too much pressure on the neck. So I actually prefer to do it a modified way where the toes are going towards the back wall. And then you stay here for 2 minutes. So make sure you're not turning your head to look at the camera. Just keep your gaze on your knees or your belly or your toes. And just breathe. Let any tension that you may have picked up in the legs, let it release. You feel the blood rushing back to your heart. This is, the yogis call this the queen of all poses. It's a really good way of getting any tension released from the legs And actually, even your internal organs are turning upside down right now. So the spine is getting a nice stretch. Stay here for another moment, another minute. Keep your eyes open if you can, but just have your gaze towards your belly or your knees. And breathe. It's a little bit more difficult to breathe here, so intentionally breathe. And as you stay here a little bit longer, you feel the weight of your legs, the weight of your femur, the thigh bone sinking into the sockets. Releasing the tension from the psoas muscles. And then slowly begin to lower the feet down overhead in plow pose. If you like to, you can bring your knees to the outside of your ears and squeeze your ears in between your knees in Karna Padasana. And then slowly, very slowly, we're gonna unwind. So bring the hips down towards the earth. As your hips come down, bring the feet down. Put your feet flat on the floor. Your knees are going straight up towards the sky. And then with your inhalation, lift the hips off the ground. So come into bridge pose, turn your palms up. And maybe you can interlace the fingers underneath the body as you're lifting the hips up. Can you lower the rib cage down? Take a nice deep breath in. So we contracted all the front side body. Now we're expanding the front side body. And then exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Windshield your knees side to side. Beautiful. And then come back to the center, extend the right leg all the way up towards the sky. Take your right knee on top of the left knee. Bring the knees to your chest. You can either bring your hands on your kneecaps or take your hands to your shins, or maybe you can grab the outside edges of your feet and stretch out the hips. And really, the more you guide your feet away from each other and towards your shoulders, the more stretch you'll feel. But just go wherever is appropriate for you this morning. And then just release your feet down. Put your left foot flat on the floor, please. Your right knee is still on top of the left knee. Pick up the hips off the ground and then shift your hips over to the right, and your knees can come down to the left into a nice deep twist. Your right fingertips can reach the back wall behind, either on top, behind your top of your head or to the side. You want to feel more stretch in the armpit, you reach the fingertips up. And then take your gaze over to the right if you like, a little stretch in the cervical spine in your neck. Your left hand can rest on top of your right thigh. And just begin to drop in. So really quieting your practice. You work your body from head to toe, your skin to bone. We work all the internal organs as well as the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments. Created stress for the bones, the right kind of stress. So really enjoy these quiet moments of your practice. And then gently unwind, bringing the knees back to the center. Take your right leg all the way up and right foot down on the floor. Inhale, the left leg goes up. Exhale, cross that left knee on top of the right knee. Pick up the right foot off the ground, and maybe on this side, you're just touching your kneecaps, maybe your shins, maybe the outside edges of your feet, the knife edge of your feet. And then guide the feet away from each other as you bring them closer to your shoulders. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaws. Inhale. And exhale. And then gently begin to release. Bring that right foot back down on the floor. Left knee is still on top of the right. Press down to lift your hips up. Shift your hips over to the left. And your knees come down to the right. Your right hand can rest on top of your left thigh. And you can either reach the left fingertips out to the side or overhead, whatever works best for you. I feel a good stretch in my armpit this way, so I'm gonna choose to go overhead. And then if you like a little stretch in your neck, you can also turn your head over to the left. And now close your eyes and just feel the quiet moments. Our practice is always a combination of the yin and the yang. So of exerting ourselves and then relaxing. The more holistic approach to exercising your body. And then gently come on back to the center. Take your left leg all the way back up again, putting your left foot flat on the floor. Draw both knees towards your chest. Really hug your knees in. And then take your hands to the outside edges of your feet. Come into happy baby pose. As you come in here initially, I want you to guide your knees towards your armpits. So almost like you're in a squat, like a yogi squat. Really draw the knees closer to your armpits. Compress the hips. Take a nice deep breath in. If you're hearing the snoring noises, it's my doggy snoring. It's not me. And then extend your legs straight. Lift through the inner arches. Upavista Konasana. So wide-legged, supine wide-legged stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Bend the knees. Once again, bring the bottom of your feet together. Let the outer edges of your feet come down to the floor into Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring your left hand on your heart and right hand on the belly. And close your eyes. And as you close your eyes here, breathe into the belly. Breathe into the heart, breathe into the chest and the collarbones, and then exhale, empty the belly, empty the chest and the lungs, and empty the collarbones. And we'll do this three-part breathing 3 more times. Really breathe deeply into the belly, feel the belly expand. Continue your breath, feel the heart expand. Continue that all the way up to the collarbones. Feel the collarbones expand. And as you exhale, empty the belly, empty the lungs, and empty the collarbones. 2 more times on your own. Really, I want you to really get connected with that breath. The expansion of the breath. Notice how even on our own breath, we put our own limitations. We limit our own capacity to breathe. So can you, right here, just allow yourself to breathe fully and completely. And in the same way, can you let yourself release your breath or exhale fully and completely? And last one, inhale, 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 and exhale. 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 And then gently begin to extend your legs straight. And we're going to come into our final pose, Shavasana. Really let your heels sink into the earth. Let your buttocks soften, sinking onto your mat. Let your shoulder blades soften. Let the back of your head, the back of your skull rest comfortably on the floor. And as you feel your body in this present moment, can you offer it love and compassion and gratitude for exactly the way you are? Exactly the way you are, you were meant to be, the unique expression of life's energy, without any limitations that maybe our parents put on us, or the society, or our communities, or even in our own mind. And you feel yourself as this beautiful expression of life energy. If you like to, please feel free to stay here for as long as you like and just bask in this moment. We're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to sign off, but thank you so much for always allowing me to guide you through this journey. Have a beautiful weekend. Namaste.